And heel toe them a little bit wider and let the knees knock in towards one another just to start to bring a little bit of release into the low back. Then your arms, you can either cactus them, or if you want, you can take them on your body, one hand on the low belly and one hand on your heart. And then close your eyes if they're not already closed, and relax the back of your body onto the mat. And sometimes I like to imagine the front of my body kind of settling into the back of my body. It's like you could pool onto the floor like water. Something I've been noticing about the last couple of months has been just a lot of pressure to make these big changes or to take on something new, learn an instrument, a language, whatever. So this practice has been my letting go of all of that external pressure. Knowing that even if just for a brief second you're able to be purely and completely conscious, that in itself is worth a whole hour of time. And if you want to set an intention for your practice, you can set that now. And for the collective intention for us, for the universe, I'd like to set it in finding a little bit more ease. Take a big breath in, filling all the way up. And let it go through the mouth just by letting go of all of the muscles of respiration. A big breath in again through the nose, filling all the way up. Feel the sides of your ribs expand. And then again, out the mouth, let it go, soft and a little slower than the inhale. One more time, big breath in through the nose, filling all the way up. And this time, keep the lips sealed as you let it go, feeling that soft ocean-like sound in the back of your throat. And then slowly start to blink the eyes open. Heel toe the feet a little bit closer together, and then draw the knees in towards your chest, giving yourself a hug, and rock just a little bit side to side here. Now from here, we'll keep hugging the right knee in, interlace the hands on top of the right leg, and straighten the left leg along the mat. And for a moment, just let the left calf rest down on the floor, and hug the right knee in strongly towards your chest, and just massage it a little bit right and left in the hip socket. Now from here, we'll interlace the hands behind the back of your right thigh, and then just straighten and bend your right leg a few times, pushing the right foot up towards the ceiling. And the next time you're straightening the leg, keep the leg straight. And now start to push the back of your thigh into your hands, and push it a lot so it starts to lift your upper back and your head up away from the floor. So now your upper back and your head is hovering. And then from here, push your left heel forward until you can hover your left straight leg over the floor as well. Now from here, bend your right knee and bend your left knee, bringing your knees together and the shins parallel to the floor. And then again, we'll straighten the right leg forward as you straighten the left leg, or straighten the right leg up as you straighten the left leg forward. And do that a few more times, bending both the knees come together. And then straighten both the legs, right leg up to the ceiling, left leg forward. And take a few more times. If you'd like to keep the hands interlaced, you can, or you can reach the arms forward, suspending your body up just with the core strength. Take about 2 more times here, bending and straightening. And the next time that you're straightening, pause, interlace the hands again at the back of your thigh if you've lifted them away. And then lower the upper back and the head down, lower the back of your left leg down. Now from here, you can walk the hands a little bit up your right leg if you'd like, to pull the right leg closer to you, opening up that right hamstring a little more. And then it might feel good to push the left calf a little into the floor, opening up the inner thighs. Slowly walk the hands back down your right thigh, bend your right knee, and take your right foot flat onto the floor. Bend your left knee, take your left foot flat onto the floor. And then heel toe the feet wide again, let the knees knock in for a moment, and just notice the difference from the right side of your body to the left side of your body. And we'll move towards the other side, heel toe the feet back together and hug the knees into the chest, giving yourself a little rock side to side. And then we'll interlace the hands on top of the left shin, straighten your right leg along the mat. Push the calf down as you hug the left knee in strongly and give it a little rock left and right in the hip socket. And now we'll interlace the hands behind the back of your left thigh and bend and straighten your left leg a few times. Pushing the heel up towards the ceiling. Try to keep the toes flexed towards your shin the whole time. Next time you're straightening the leg, pause, hold the leg straight, and start to push the leg into your hands until you can straighten the arms and lift the upper back and your head away from the floor. Now, as you do that, straighten your right leg, engage the quadricep, and then hover the right leg away from the mat. Take a big breath in, and hold for your breath out. Now, bend your left knee, bend your right knee, bring the knees together, inner thighs towards one another, and then re-straighten, scissoring the legs forward and up. And take a few more rounds like that, moving on your own here. You don't have to move with breath here, just moving slowly and feeling the muscles necessary to do this asymmetrical movement. And if you want to reach the arms forward for the last few rounds, you can do that to just use your core strength to keep your upper back lifted. One more time. And then we'll keep the legs straight, interlace the hands again if you've released them, lower the upper back and the head down, lower your right leg down to the floor. And then you can walk the hands up the left leg a little bit if you need a little more height to feel a big stretch in your hamstring. And pulling the left leg towards you, push the right calf into the floor a little bit. Slowly walk the hands back down the leg, rebend the left knee and take the foot flat onto the floor. Bend your right knee and take your right foot flat onto the floor. And now from here, bring both of your shins parallel to the floor and the legs together, and bring your hands on top of your thighs with the fingers pointing towards your knees. Now for just a moment, press the low back to the floor, the hands into the thighs and the thighs into the hands, and feel the core start to fire up. Hold here for a breath in, just relax that press. And as you breathe out, press hands to thighs, low back to floor. Breathe in, relaxing that press. Breathe out, pressing strongly. Now from here, relax that press. Now take your right hand across your body onto your left thigh. Now from here, so you're holding the thigh now across your body. Now reach your left arm towards the ceiling. Straighten your right leg towards the ceiling. So now we have kind of like the same thing we just did, but asymmetrically. Now lower the right straight leg towards the floor as you lower the left arm back behind you. And then lift the leg up towards the ceiling, left arm up towards the ceiling. And then take a couple more rounds like that, feeling really sturdy in your right hand and your left thigh as you just move dynamically across your body, Moving slow, feeling the muscles maybe a little bit shaky the slower you move. So you can really feel what's working to stabilize as you move. Do 2 more rounds here. And come back up through center. Bend both your knees, legs together, shins parallel to the floor, hands onto the thighs, and then just step your feet onto the floor. Now heel to them wide again, relax, and just notice the difference from right to left. And we'll set up for the second side. Bring the shins parallel to the floor. Now this time bring your left hand across your body onto your right thigh, fingers pointing towards the knee. Reach your right arm up towards the ceiling, straighten your left leg up towards the ceiling. Toes are flexed for the whole time. Lower the leg and the arm, leg forward, arm back, and then lift back up. And you might even get a little press of the low back into the floor as you lift. And continue on your own, moving a few more rounds. The slower you move, the more you'll feel that resistance to gravity, that little bit of shake. And sometimes that's really good feedback to feel which muscles are working. Because sometimes our body, our larger muscles start to overcompensate. And it takes some real awareness to activate those smaller stabilizer muscles. Take 1 more round here. And then the next time that the legs are up and the arm is up, bend the knees, take the feet flat onto the floor, relax your arms. And now hug both knees into your chest, giving yourself just a little bit of a rock side to side. Now from here, we'll let the legs fall over to the left and reach your right arm to the right. You can keep your left hand on your right thigh in a gentle twist. You can look over your right shoulder if you'd like, twisting the spine. And we'll bring the legs back through center and then off to your right. You can reach your left arm to the left as you twist to the opposite side and look over your left shoulder. And slowly come back through center again. Take the hands behind both your thighs this time to rock and roll up and down a few times until you can find a tabletop position, either crossing over your shins or you can shift them to one side. And then if you like a blanket under your knees, you can definitely take that. And then we'll start here with some cat-cows. So with your inhale, drop the belly, lift your chest and your chin. As you exhale, round, pressing the mat away strongly, chin to chest. We'll take a couple more rounds here, inhaling as you lift. And exhaling as you press down. And maybe closing the eyes. Use your Ujjayi breath here in your cat-cow to turn your attention inward and quiet the mind a little bit. As you link your breath to your movement, like a meditative aspect of this. And from here, we'll come into a neutral spine, finding a tabletop position. And now reach your right arm forward towards the front of your mat. And then from here, shift the weight into your right shin, lift your left leg back behind you, finding a spinal balance. So it's similar to what we did on our backs, but different point of gravity, different point of foundation. So find that balance again of moving slow and feeling all those stabilizer muscles. So continue to firm your right hip in. Take a breath in, reach forward and back. And as you breathe out, knee to elbow underneath you, rounding in. Inhale to reach forward and back, moving slow. Exhale, knee to elbow underneath you. One more time, dynamic like that. Inhale, forward and back. Exhale, rounding in. Now this time as you reach forward and back, bend the left knee, kick the heel a little higher and sweep the right arm back. See if you can catch a hold of the foot behind you. And then kick a little bit into your hand to open up that left hip flexor and quad. And opening up of that right shoulder. And slowly release the hand, release your knee down to the mat, finding a tabletop position. And then roll out your left wrist for just a moment. Now come back into your tabletop position. And we'll take the same thing on the other side. Reach your left arm forward. Shift the weight into your left shin. Reach your right leg back. Finding those muscles that stabilize by pulling the left hip in and the belly button in. Take a big breath in. And use your strong breath out to curl in, intentionally elbow to knee. Inhale to reach forward and back. And exhale, curling and rounding in. And feeling the muscles that shake, those are the ones that are working. One more time. And the next time that you're reaching forward and back, bend your right knee, kick the heel higher, and then pivot the left arm back to reach for the foot. And then kick a little bit into your hand until you feel the opening across your right hip and your left shoulder. One more breath. And slowly release the hand and the knee down into your tabletop position. And take a moment to just roll out that right wrist. And then come back into your tabletop position. Take your knees a little bit wider, maybe even as wide as your mat, and keep your hips over your knees and walk your hands forward into a puppy dog position. Melting the hands is down to the floor, the forearms, maybe the chest as you tuck the chin into the mat, or you can take the forehead down to the mat, opening up the front of your body and breathing about 3 breaths here. Slowly, a little bit of core strength. Walk the hands in towards you. And bring the knees now closer together underneath your hips. Walk the hands a little bit forward of your shoulders. And then shift your shoulders over your wrists, finding a modified plank pose. Now from here, we'll take 3 times push-ups, bending the elbows straight out right to left. So bend the elbows right to left, maybe a quarter of the way, maybe halfway. Round through your knuckles to press back up. And do 2 more like that, bending the elbows straight, right, and left. Pressing back up again, feeling what's shaking, that's what's working, out right to left. Press back up. Now this time, pivot the elbows, the eyes of the elbows forward, so when they bend straight back behind you and they hug in towards your ribs. Maybe a quarter of the way, maybe halfway, and then press back up. And do 2 more like that, lowering, and then pressing back up. And you might feel a little more in your triceps, that's the point, lower. And now we'll lower all the way down, feel that shake as you lower down and land in one piece. Now untuck your toes, wiggle your feet further back behind you so the tops of your feet are back behind you. Roll the pinky toes down and press the tops of your feet down. Press your pubic bone down and lift your chest up for low cobra. And then with an exhale, slowly lower down. 2 more like that, inhaling into your low cobra to lift. And exhale to lower down. One more time, inhale, low cobra, lift up. And then hold here, hover the hands away from the mat for a moment. And then with your exhale, slowly lower all the way down. Now from here, reach the arms forward like a Superman, bringing the pinkies onto the floor and the thumbs pointing up towards the ceiling. And take the arms so they're shoulder width distance. The tops of the feet are still on the ground. Now from here, lift your right arm, armpit, and right side of your chest up away from the floor. And then lift your left leg up away from the floor and point your toes, engage your quadricep muscle. And now lower the right arm and the left leg. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Left arm rises, left chest, head, right leg rises. And then lower down. Right arm, left leg, lift up. Asymmetrical locust. Exhale to lower down. Right leg, left arm rises. And lower down. We'll do 1 more time each side on your own. Feeling that maybe a little bit of shake, or just generally where you feel the muscles working. Next time you're lowering down, slide the hands into frame your chest and press up into a modified plank or tabletop. And now we'll tuck the toes and find a downward facing dog, taking the hips up and back. And from here you can pedal out the feet. Find any movement that feels nice, or if it feels all right, settle into a stillness and find this listening. Sometimes, especially, I know you've been practicing yoga a long time, these poses we've experienced a lot of cueing in, it's easy to get into, and then you're like, okay, what do I need to do better here? But sometimes just getting into a stillness in a pose that's really familiar, you start to feel it and experience it in a new way, and then you can mindfully decide where can be more. Can I press my hands down more? What happens when I do that? Maybe the heels don't need to come all the way down. Maybe the sit bones moving higher actually makes a deeper stretch in the back of your legs. So making these small mindful adjustments as opposed to sometimes we just go on autopilot and fix and fix and fix. And from here, slowly start to walk the feet all the way up to your hands, finding a forward fold at the top of your mat. Once you get there, bend the knees and heel toe your feet a little wider than your hips. And hold on to opposite elbows and let your head hang down. You can find a little bit of a sway in your ragdoll. And just experiencing this pose maybe as if it were the first time you were here. What would it be like? Maybe noticing something you've never noticed before. And slowly release the hands down to the floor. Soften your knees. And slowly roll one vertebra at a time all the way up to stand. And then heel toe your feet closer together, finding Tadasana Pose. Turn the palms to face forward and reach the fingers energetically towards the floor. As you do that, lift your chest up. Take a big breath in. Breathe out, pressing your feet down. Circle the arms up as you breathe in, reaching up. Stay connected to your feet. As you breathe out, forward fold all the way down to the floor. Come halfway up with a breath in. And with the breath out, fold down. From here, step your right leg all the way back. Tap the knee down to the floor, and for this version, keep the fingertips on the floor. Just lift your chest as you breathe in, let the hips move forward and down. And as you breathe out, plant the hands, tuck the toes, and step back into a downward facing dog. As you breathe in, pull forward into a plank pose. And as you breathe out, lower all the way down to your belly. One time, low cobra, rise up, breathing in, press into the tops of your feet. As you breathe out, lower down. Press up, tabletop or modified plank. And exhale, downward facing dog. A full breath in. And a full breath out. Bring the legs together with a breath in. Lift your right leg up from the heel. With the breath out, knee to nose, rounding in. Inhale up and back. Exhale, knee to nose as you round in towards your chest. Inhale up and back last time. Exhale, knee to nose, look forward and step your right foot forward. Tap your left knee down, keep your fingertips on the floor as you just lift the chest and let the hips move forward and down. And as you exhale, tuck the toes and step forward to the front of your mat. Fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, press into your feet. And as you exhale, fold down, let all the breath out. As you breathe in, root to rise, circle the arms up, engage the legs. Exhale the hands down to heart center. Inhale, circle the arms up, rise up. Exhale all the air out as you fall down, hands to the floor. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale to fold down, hands down, step your left leg all the way back, tap the knee down, keep your fingers down, inhale, lift your chest as you let the hips melt forward. And as you exhale, hands down, lift the back leg, step back into your down dog. Inhale, shift forward into a plank pose. And as you exhale, lower all the way or halfway, hugging the elbows in. Inhale, upward facing dog or a low cobra. And with an exhale, downward facing dog. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. And here, bring the legs together. Lift your left leg up with a breath in. And with the breath out, knee to nose, rounding it in. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, knee to nose, curl it in. Inhale, up and back, last time. Exhale, knee to nose, kick the heel high, look forward, and then step the foot forward. Tap your back knee down as you inhale, lift just your chest, fingertips stay down. And as you exhale, step forward to the front of your mat. Come halfway up with a breath in. With the breath out, fold down over your legs. As you breathe in, circle the arms around and up, pressing into your feet. As you breathe out, slide the hands through heart center into Tadasana. Inhale again, circle the arms up, look up. And exhale, forward fold all the way down. Inhale to come halfway up. Exhale, hands down, step your right leg back. This time, keep the knee lifted as you inhale, fingertips stay down, lift your chest. And this time, as you exhale, straighten your left leg and fold over your left leg. It doesn't have to straighten all the way. Inhale, rebend the left knee as you lift the chest, keep the back knee lifted. Exhale, straighten and fold again. One more time, inhale, lunge into your front knee, lift your chest. And this time as you exhale and fold, lift the ball of your left foot off the floor. And if you want to elevate your hands on blocks or onto your fingertips, that's fine. Take 2 breaths here, getting a little deeper into that left hamstring and calf. And slowly plant that left foot back down as you lunge into the front knee. Take the hands down and step back into your plank pose. You can lower half or all the way down. Inhale into your up dog or low cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Take a full breath in. Full breath out. Bring the legs together with a breath in. Lift the right leg back high. Exhale, knee to nose. One time, curl it in. Inhale, take the leg up and back. Exhale, knee to nose, look forward, step the foot through your hands. Tense your fingers as you inhale, lunge into your front knee. Lift the back knee high. Exhale, straighten the front leg and fold. 2 more times, inhale, rebend, keep the back leg strong. Exhale to straighten and fold. 1 more time, inhale, lift the chest. And exhale, straighten and fold, drawing the hip crease back. Now this time as you rebend the front knee, lift the chest and step forward to the front of your mat. Fold with your exhale. Inhale to come halfway up. And exhale to fold down over your thighs. Inhale, root to rise. Sweep the arms up as you press into your feet. Exhale, bring the hands down to heart center. Inhale again, rise up. Press into your feet as maybe you look up. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. Inhale, rise halfway. Exhale, hands down. Step your left leg all the way back. Knee stays lifted as you inhale, lift your chest. As you exhale, straighten and fold over your right leg. This time as you rebend your front knee, pause, left hand stays down, reach your right arm up into a big open twist. Hold here for a breath, lift your back leg higher as you draw your right hip back. And then slowly bring your right hand down to the floor. Now step back into your plank pose. You can lower half or all the way down. Inhale into an upward facing dog or low cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Big breath in. Full breath out. From here, bring your legs together. Lift the left leg up high. Breathe in. Knee to nose. Point the toes as you hug the knee to the chest. Inhale, take the leg up and back. Exhale, knee to nose, step it through your hands. Tense your fingers, lift your chest. And as you breathe out, draw the left hip back and fold over your left leg. Rebend your left knee. Right hand stays planted, left arm reaches up. Big open twist, holding for a breath. Lift the back leg higher as you draw the left hip back. And then bring both hands down to the floor. Step forward to the front of your mat in a forward fold. Inhale to come halfway up. And exhale to fold down over your legs. Inhale, root to rise, press into the feet as you sweep the arms around and up. And as you exhale, bring the hands down to heart center. Now from here, we'll find a balance. So if you want a wall nearby, you can come to a wall. We'll keep the hands at heart center. Come onto the ball of your right foot. And then we'll draw the right knee in towards your chest, flexing the right foot. Now from here, we're moving towards a curtsy squat. So we'll step the right foot behind your left leg into the left. As you bend both your knees, bow your chest down about parallel to the floor. Now push into your left foot as you draw the right knee back in towards your chest. Again, that shaking feeling is good. Do it again, right foot back into that curtsy squat. The shaking indicates where the work is being done. Draw the right knee in. Last time, curtsy squat, step and bow your chest. Now press into the left foot as you draw the right knee in. Pause here. Take your left hand onto the front of your right shin. Keep your gaze forward. Reach your right arm behind you into a twist. Now, if you want to take it a little further, you might start to turn your gaze a little to the right. Maybe eventually looking over your right shoulder at your right back hand. Take one more breath. And then slowly we'll unwind. Coming back to center and step your feet together, Tadasana. With your breath in, sweep the arms up, grow nice and tall. With your breath out, forward fold all the way down. Come halfway up with the breath in. And with the breath out, fold down. Now from here, stay in the fold, bend your knees. Cross your left foot behind your right leg, bringing the pinky toe sides of your feet towards one another. And then from here, walk your hands off to the right as you pull the left hip back in space. The legs are crossed, and your left leg is behind your right leg. The pinky toes might not come totally together, that's okay. Slowly come back through center, walk your hands back to the front of your mat, uncross your legs. Come halfway up, breathe in, and breathe out as you fold down. Press into the feet to rise the arms out to the sides and up. And as you breathe out, bring the hands down to heart center. And setting up for the other side, come onto the ball of your left foot. And then slowly draw the left knee in towards your chest. That right foot is super grounded. And then bend your right knee as you step your left foot back into the right in that curtsy squat. And then press into your right foot, draw the left knee back in and up. And then again, back into the right as you slowly and controlled lower your body down. And then again, pressing to lift up just one more time. Back into that curtsy squat, step slowly. And then come all the way back up through center. Find your balance. Hold on to your left shin with your right hand. And then keeping the gaze forward, reach your left arm back behind you. If you want to challenge your balance, you can start to turn your gaze as well towards your back thumb. Press strongly into your right foot. And then slowly come all the way back through center. Step your feet together into your Tadasana. With an inhale, sweep your arms up, look up. And with an exhale, forward fold all the way down. Come halfway up with the breath in. With the breath out, fold. And bend your knees a lot. Step your right foot behind your left foot so your pinky toe edge of your feet come towards one another. And then from here, walk your hands off your mat to the left as you draw your right hip back. And slowly walk your hands all the way back through center and uncross your legs. Come halfway up with a breath in. With the breath out, fold down. Bring your hands to the mat and step back into your downward facing dog. Take a full breath in your down dog. And a full breath out. From here, bring your legs together with a breath and lift your right leg up. And then step the right foot outside your right hand with your breath out, finding a lizard pose. Tap your back knee down and tense your fingers. Lift your chest with a breath in. Hug the right knee in towards your shoulder. And with the breath out, you might lower onto your forearms or plant your hands down into your lizard pose. Relax the jaw and the breath. Two more breaths here. Slowly walk back up onto your hands if you're on your forearms. And then from here, keep your left hand down, reach your right arm up into that twist again. Now you have the option to reach for the top of your back foot for a quad stretch. If you want the blanket under your knee, go ahead and come out of the pose to find that. And then hug the heel in towards your sit bone as you rotate the right shoulder back. One more breath here. And slowly release the left foot if you have it, bringing both hands down to the floor. Now from here, tuck your toes, lift your back knee, finding a high lizard, and then step back into a downward facing dog with your exhale. Bring your legs together, lift your right leg up again, and this time bend the knee and open the right hip to stack over the left until you feel the weight of your right heel behind you. Now keep your hands pressing down, and then maybe find some movement in the ankle or the knee, or flip into a wild thing if you'd like. Stepping your right foot down to the floor behind you and pushing your hips up, reaching back. And coming back into a downward facing dog if you flipped over. And from here, we'll take the other side lizard, left leg lifts up. And step the left foot outside your left hand. Tap your back knee down. Lift your chest with an inhale, maybe tense your fingers as you hug the left knee in. And as you exhale, you can lower onto your forearms or plant your hands down in lizard pose. Taking a few breaths here. Relax your jaw. Come back into this moment, the feeling of this pose, maybe as if it was the first time you've ever done it. If you've lowered onto your forearms, come up onto your hands. Keep your right hand down, reach your left arm up. And then if you would like the quad stretch, reach for the top of your back foot behind you and hug the heel in as you lunge forward into your left knee. Slowly release that foot, bringing both hands back down to the mat. Now this time, as you tuck the toes, lift your back leg, walk the hands to the long edge of your mat and parallel your feet to the short edges of your mat. And you may hop one foot forward or back if it seems like one is not even. Find a halfway lift with your breath in. And as you breathe out, fold down, walking the hands in line with your heels and relaxing the head down to the floor. Shift the weight forward so it feels like your hips are in line with your heels and the weight is even from the heel to the ball of your feet. Slowly, we'll walk the hands back underneath your shoulders. Now hop the heels in and turn your toes out as you bend your knees. And then walk the hands up onto your thighs for Goddess Pose with the thumbs on the inside of your thighs and the fingertips on the outside. And lean your trunk forward. Hug the shoulders down. And then dip your left shoulder down towards the middle of your mat and look to the right. Now push into your left hand. With an inhale, come through center. With an exhale, dip your right shoulder to the middle, look to your left. We'll do one more time each side. Inhale through center. And exhale to dip left shoulder and left ear in. Inhale through center. And exhale to the opposite side. We'll inhale through center. And then exhale, lower the hands down to the floor, pop the heels wide, toes in, and straighten the legs again. Now from here, we'll find either the same forward fold, or if you want to interlace the hands at your low back, you can find a shoulder stretch in this variation, taking the arms up and away from your low back as you continuously shift the weight forward. Breathe. If your hands are interlaced, draw the shoulders a little away from the floor. And slowly release the hands to the low back and then down to the floor. Find a halfway lift. And now heel toe your feet wider than your outer hips, but heel toe them in and then turn the heels in and the toes out. So it's like Goddess Pose, but the legs are a lot closer. And then sit the hips down into Yogi Squat and Malasana. Bring the palms together and the elbows wide. And if you want to block underneath your pelvis for support, you can always take that. Now push the heels into the ground, try to slide them together to lift your chest. Now from here, pin your left leg back with your left hand and reach your right arm back behind you. And then come back through center, palms together. Now pin your right leg back with your right hand, reach your left arm back. And then slowly come back through center. Now from here, take the hands down, and if it's okay to sit from this position, you can keep the hands in front of you and just sit down, or take the hands behind you to adjust and sit down. And bring the legs together and the feet flat on the floor in front of you, and turn the fingers towards you with your hands behind you and the elbows bending straight back. Now lift your hips a little and just come onto the back of your pelvis, and then lean back and lift your shins up away from the floor. Now rock a little bit onto your left hip, and then straighten your legs forward, lean back into your arms. Come back through center and switch rock onto your right hip, lower and open halfway. And come back up. Just two more each side. Left hip, opening up. Coming back in. Right hip, opening up. And coming back in. One more time, left hip. Back in. And then right hip. And coming back in. Now plant the feet on the floor. Take them as wide as your hips. Press into your feet and your hands. Straighten the arms and lift the hips up for reverse tabletop. Let the head fall back. Take a big breath. Press the hips a little higher. As you breathe out, slowly lower the hips down to the floor. And then lower completely down onto your back. And once you come down onto your back, cross the right ankle over your left knee. Flex the right foot, open the right thigh away from you, and hug that left thigh in towards you, and interlace the hands behind the back of your left thigh. You can rock a little bit right and left here if you'd like. If you like a hamstring stretch addition here, you can straighten the left leg. It sounds like addition, like a different version. New addition. You can walk the hands up your left leg, straightening your left leg up towards the stomach. This is the limited edition. I've really found telling my corny jokes is not nearly as satisfying when I'm being recorded or live classes and everyone is muted. And then slowly rebend the left knee, release the left foot down to the floor. And now keeping the legs in this position, just shift your hips a little over to the right and let your legs fall to the left so your right foot comes flat onto the floor. And from here, you can either let your arms relax, or you can reach your left hand down for your right ankle, and reach your right hand down for the top of your left foot. One more breath here. And just slow it down again. And then release your feet if you have them. Uncross the legs as you bring your legs through center. Shift your hips through neutral. You might just straighten out the legs for a moment. Just notice the difference from right to left. And slowly bend the knees, preparing for the other side. Cross the left ankle on top of your right thigh. Open the left shin away from you. And then interlace the hands either behind your right thigh, or if you like the variation of walking the hands up your right calf, straightening the right leg, getting the hip and bonus hamstring stretch. Slowly walk the hands back down, rebend your right knee, taking the foot flat. Scoot your hips to the left on the floor, and then let your legs fall to the right on the floor. That left foot is flat on the floor, and you can reach your right hand down, maybe hold that ankle. Maybe reach your left hand down and hold the top of your right foot. Sometimes in this pose, it also can feel nice to tuck the shoulder blades under your chest if you're holding onto your feet. Just kind of hugs everything in. Slowly, if you're holding onto the feet, release them, uncrossing your legs, bring them back through center. Shift your hips through neutral. And then you can hug the knees into the chest. Maybe find a happy baby or hold the fronts of your ankles, taking your knees wide. Are any last poses that you would like to take before coming into final resting pose of Shavasana today? If you'd like to prop up your legs under a bolster or something under the back of your head, take this time to make your body absolutely comfortable. And then take a big breath in, filling all the way up. Breathe out by completely releasing all the muscles of respiration. Breathe in. Open mouth, breathe out, letting go. Continuing your deep, steady breath here. As you rest, attempting to find those moments of stillness where you get a glimmer of pure awareness itself. Begin to deepen your breath. Take a moment to just feel the power of stillness. You can slowly start to bring any small movements back into your body. Staying mindful and intentional. Drawing the knees in towards your chest as you roll over onto one side, curled up in a little ball there. Take the top hand down on the floor, keeping your head heavy. You have to press yourself up to find a comfortable seat. In any position that feels comfortable for you to end your practice. Let the palms rest face up on your legs and close your eyes. And take this moment to allow everything around you to be exactly as it is. If you set any personal intention for your practice, bring it back to the front of your mind now. We'll bring the hands together in front of your heart. Take a big breath in, filling all the way up. As you breathe out, bow the head down to the hands. Peace for the body, the mind, and your soul. May the whole world be filled with peace and love, light and joy. From my heart to yours, namaste.